Okay, so got my inventory cleaned up now. Let's have a look at some refinements. So I'm sure most people will have seen these in treasure chests, on bosses and things like that, but not a lot of people know what they're actually for. These are refinements, armor refinements. These are used to either increase or decrease your maximum resistances, and in turn you will either gain or lose maximum defense chance. Why would this be something people would be interested in doing? Well, I'm going to use the Blood Knight build that I have on another video as an example as to why it might be important, or why it might be something people want to do. The refinements that I've used are the ones for deflecting. Now what that does is it will lower my maximum resistances and it will increase my maximum defense chance. So on my Blood Knight I have a maximum defense chance of 60%, but I have 65 cold, 65 poison and 65 energy resistances. You can also do it the other way around. So by using the reinforced bonus type, so you can see at the bottom of each one it says bonus type is either deflecting or it's reinforced. The reinforced one will do the opposite. It will lower your maximum defense chance and it will add to your resistances. So depending on the one that you choose will dictate what it does, whether it lowers your maximum resistances and increases your defense chance, or whether it will increase your maximum resistances and lower your defense chance. Now as you can see that there are types for just about, well, for every type of armor. So we've got like plate mail, we've got chain mail, ring mail, we've got washes of defense for hide, cures for hide, cures for studded, regular leather armor isn't included on this the list of things. This is something that's primarily for dex based characters, and so regular leather armor is not on here. Studded is, but regular leather isn't, and cloth isn't as well. But you've got bone, samurai studded, dragon armor, different types of gargoyle armor, plate and stone and woodland armor. You can do any of those. In order for you to turn one of these refinements into something that's usable, you actually need to visit one of the craftsmen. So if I put this polisher protection in my backpack and I double click it, you lack the required quantity of raw materials in order to craft the armor refinement. So there's some special materials that we need to use. I have some here. I've got malleable alloy. You get this from blacksmiths. You've got solvent flasks that you get from carpenters, I want to say. And then you've got the thread or leather braid that you get from tailors. So we need some malleable ingots. Well, there we go. So we've been able to turn this into a polished plating of protection. If I was to apply this to a piece of plate mail samurai, it'll allow me to lower the maximum resistances and increase the defense chance. If I double click it, it's going to tell me I have to go to the hammer and anvil located in the city of Britain. Depending on the facet you're on, whether you're on tram or whether you're on fell, there's a different place to go to. Double click the refinement and it'll tell you where to go. So let's head over there now. Let me just craft a piece of samurai plate mail armor first. Oh, grab some ingots. There we go. Got a plate mail door. So let me grab my horse and let's head over to Britain. And we're going to head over to the blacksmith where we can do the armor refinements, which is just up here. And we're actually going to go past the Britain crafting area as well. So let's take a quick look as we go by. Here we go. So you've got a number of forges that you can use. There's a sawmill that's very dangerous looking. You've got a royal soul forge in the middle. And you've also got these little things out here. Now this is just for for the UOAlive server. You won't find this on any other servers unless they've implemented it on theirs. But this is the relic fragment exchange. So in our last video where we looked at imbuing materials, here's a place where you can exchange enchanted essence for magical residue and relic fragments as well. So you can exchange enchanted essence here for relic fragments as well. So if you needed one or the other, that's a way of doing it. So here we are, we're at the hammer and anvil. So let's go inside. And here we go. We're able to use the refinements. So this is just a very basic one. This is a plating of protection. This is what would be classed as a level 1 refinement. So we get to choose the resist. So if we click this, it's going to say fire resistance, or cold, or poison, energy, you know, physical resist. We can pick the resist that we want, basically. Now obviously with this being a deflecting one, what this is going to do is lower our defense, lower our max resist of the one that we choose, and it's going to increase our defense chance by that 1%. So let's go with cold resist. The bonus mod chance means that there is a chance of getting a second modification, and it's a 5% chance. So let's refine the item. We'll target the door. You cannot refine that piece of armor. Well, that's fantastic. Why can't I do that? Let's go back to the forge. In fact, no, we're actually at the crafting center, so we can make something here. Let's see. Let's try metal armor. Let's try a helmet. Let's go with a heavy plate mail Jingasa. Let's try that instead. Refine. Cannot refine that armor. Plate mail samurai. Well, this isn't ideal. This is not working out the way I wanted it to. Let's head back and let's swap this out for another one, and I will investigate why that's not working. And let's go with that one. There we go. So this one is just regular plate mail, not anything specific. So let's make some plate mail arms. Let's head back to Britain. And let's see. Should let us do it this time. If not, then this video is a bust. Alright, here we are. So we've got the plate mail of hardening. Because this one's a hardening one, this is going to let us do 2 resists with the chance of a third. So let's go with poison resist and fire resist. So what this is going to do, it's not going to lower any of the resistances on the piece of armor. This is going to affect my maximum resistances. So I don't have any plate mail arms on at the minute. So this is what it looks like with them on. And then when we refine it, you can see there on the fire resist and the poison resist, it says -1 to max, and max defense chance increased by 2%. So when I equip them, I now have 47 maximum defense chance, but I have 69 fire and 69 poison. I have to take them off, everything goes back to the normal. So I have a 2% maximum defense chance. So I can stack this with multiple pieces of armor, I can use different levels of refinements, and I can increase my defense chance. Just this will make it much harder for monsters to hit me, having a much higher defense chance. Obviously I would have to have the equipment, the items, to boost my defense chance up to that, but it would make me quite tanky in terms of monsters being able to hit me. Now, like I said before, you've got the other side of that, where you can lower your maximum resistances, and you can lower your defense chance, but increase your maximum resistances. Well, why would you want to do that? Well, not all characters are going to be in direct combat. An archer, for example, has no use for defense chance. So you may want to increase your maximum resistances to defend yourself against magical attacks. A Sampire would do the same thing. They're going to lower the maximum defense chance because they're not going to take defense chance with the way that build works, and you might want to increase your maximum resistances. There's a lot of variation of builds that can benefit from this system. However, with this being somewhat of a final late stage system, this wouldn't be something everybody would want to do. What I would recommend anybody does is weigh up the pros and cons. Is this something that's going to benefit you massively, or is it something that you don't need? To a lot of people it's not needed, but for me, I've done it. I've got 60% defense chance on my Blood Knight, and it works out really well for me. My equipment has been built, my suit has been built around that, and it does take a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of ingredients, a lot of materials to get this stuff right, but this is totally something that's doable. Let's head back. So that is a very quick overview of the refinement system. There's not much more to really say about it. It does exactly what it says, and it just messes around with your defense chance and your maximum resistances. It's not necessarily needed for a good chunk of builds out there and a lot of suits that are out there, but it is a system that you can play with if you want to experiment with having higher defense chance or lower defense chance, or increasing your maximum resistances or lowering your maximum resistances, depending on the build that you play. And with that, that finishes this section up, and we're going to look at enhancing in the next one. So again, I'm going to clean up my inventory, get some stuff ready, and we'll look at enhancing.